Yes, sir. Light up a white owl and live, and here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning with Lou Brock leading off. He has struck out twice and walked. Koufax is on the mound. He has struck out 14 batters in the first 7 innings. And only in 1 inning did he miss striking out a batter. That was in the 6th, when 3 ground balls retired the side. This is the 32nd time in Koufax's career that he has struck out 10 or more batters in 1 game.
Well, he has only 6 outs, Jack. To tie the record, he needs 4 strikeouts out of the 6 outs that's left in this ball game.
Burright remains in the game at second, and Gilliam is now playing third. Brock bunts, but it's foul. It's in the box seats over to the right. 1 strike. Nice try for that foul ball over there by some fans. One strike on Lou Brock. Here's the pitch. Curve, it's inside and high. Ball 1 and strike 1. Gilliam is playing third. Burright, who ran for Carey, remains in the game at second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball down the left field line. Maury Wills, the shortstop, is under the ball, and he makes the catch in very shallow left field. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Ken Hubbs is up. Grounded out twice and struck out once. Dodgers 8 runs, 9 hits. Cubs 1 run, only 3 hits. A double by Santo, a double by Billy Williams, and an infield hit by Bob Will. Here's a strike to Hubbs, a fastball, belt high. 0-1. Sandy Koufax winding the 0-1 pitch. Curve high, ball 1 and strike 1. Ball 1, strike 1. Here's the windup and the pitch. Curve, strike 2. Brock struck out twice today. Hubbs once, Santo once, Banks once, Williams once, Will once, White twice, Thacker twice, Cardwell once, Rogers once, McKnight once. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out again. Hubbs goes down swinging for the 2nd time, and it's strikeout number 15 by Sandy Koufax. Ron Santo's up. He has struck out, doubled, and rolled to third. Here's the windup and the pitch. Santo swings and lines a hit to left field. Tommy Davis comes in, plays it on the 2nd bounce. Santo makes the turn, and now he goes back to first. Hit number 4 by the Cubs off Koufax. A man on first, 2 out, and here's Ernie Banks. He has struck out once and grounded out twice. Koufax delivers. Banks takes a look at a ball outside. 1-0. Cub fans start to talk it up. The Dodgers are leading 8-1 here in the last half of the 8th inning. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and it's a fast strike over the outside corner. Ball 1 and strike 1 on Banks. Koufax has 15 strikeouts today. He's had every member of the starting lineup at least once. Now the 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 2. Two-one pitch is low, ball 3. Ball 3, strike 1, the count on Ernie Banks. A man on first base and 2 out. Here's the stretch. The pitch by Koufax. Fastball popped up, short left field. The wind will carry it a little bit farther. The center fielder, Tommy Davis, is there. Backing up, grabs the ball, and he almost fell down. But he hung on to it as the wind carried it almost over Willie Davis's head. But the center fielder caught that ball, and the side is retired with no runs and 1 hit and a man left. And at the end of 8 full innings of play, it's still the Dodgers 8, the Cubs 1.
Mr. Light Up a White Owl and live.
You know, tips are a neat, clean way to smoke. But putting a tip on a cigar won't make a great cigar out of an ordinary one. The tobacco must come first. Take a White Owl with its pure white flexible tip. It's the top-selling tip cigar of all because the heart of this cigar has been aged 3.5 years for perfect mildness and good taste. White Owl tips, 10 cents straight or 5 for 49 cents.
The ninth inning coming up. And Dave Gerard is on the mound, finishing his warm-up throws. Leading off will be Wally Moon for L.A., then Snyder and Tom Davis. The Dodgers have led ever since the second. Cardwell was the starter, and he's on the hook. And if the Cubs don't get something started and pull a miracle and get this game out of the fire, then Cardwell will go down to his fourth consecutive defeat. Gerard is just now finishing his warm-up throws. There's Thacker's peg down to second. To the shortstop, over to Santo at third, back to the pitcher. And Wally Moon, who's had 2 for 3, leads things off in the Dodger half of the ninth inning. Moon has grounded to Banks, beat out a hit to shortstop. A high fly ball, a drop behind the shortstop. Here's a strike. Slider in there around the letters. Single to center, walked. And now he's batting here to lead off the ninth inning. The windup and the pitch by Dave Gerard. A ball inside. Tim Harkness, a first baseman, starting to loosen up out on the Dodger bullpen. Ball too low outside. 2-1 the count. First game of a 3-game series. Ball 2, strike 1. Moon waits, Gerard rocks back, and here's the pitch. Bunt, off to the right. Pitcher can't get it. Hubbs gets it, throws. Too late, he beat it out. Wally Moon bunted, dragged that ball past the mound. Gerard couldn't catch up with it. Hubbs charged. Hubbs made a good play and a good throw to Banks, but Moon had him whipped. And he's got himself his third hit of this game. Hit number 2 off Gerard, hit number 10 by the Dodgers. Now here's Snyder, who's had 1 hit, a triple. He's been at bat twice officially. He's also walked a couple of times. Duke swings and fouls one. Back here to the screen, strike 1. There's a man on first with nobody out in the ninth inning. The Dodgers are leading 8-1. As they try to pick up their 9th win of the year. They've won 8 and lost 5. The Cubs have won 3 and dropped 9. Pitch to Snyder. High inside. A little bit close. Ball 1, strike 1. 1-1 the count on Snyder. Batting with a man on first base and nobody out. White Owl sending it to you. Here's the stretch. And the right-hander throws, and Snyder takes a strike call. You know, you stay-at-homes really ought to get out to the ballpark occasionally. There's nothing like sitting out here in the sun with a white owl and rooting for the home team. Ball 1 and strike 2 on Snyder. Ron Fairley now is also loosening up out in the Dodger bullpen with Tim Harkness. Here's the pitch to Snyder. Swing and a long drive. Look out for this ball. It's going back, and it's going to be in the right field seats. A home run for Snyder. Make it 10-1 L.A. Duke Snyder just hit his 2nd home run of the year. A high towering drive that the wind helped carry, but it might have been out of here anyway. Way up deep in the right center field bleachers. Runs number 1 and 2, and hit number 3 off Gerard, and it's 10-1 in favor of L.A. Now, Tommy Davis, the left fielder who's had a single and a 3-run homer, 4 RBIs, 2 for 4 today. Still nobody out. Here's the windup, the pitch to Tommy Davis, a swing and a chopper over the pitcher's head. Shortstop fields it behind second, throws to Banks, and Tommy Davis is out. Give an assist to Gerard. He touched that ball, flicked it with his glove as it bounced over the mound.
Take that 1-6-3.
So there's 1 out, and now here's Johnny Roseboro. He's had 1 hit, a double, been up 4 times. And his double was just a fly ball that Lou Brock never saw. It landed behind him, way out in center field. Pitch to Roseboro. There's a liner that's going to sink in for a base hit in front of Billy Williams. That's a good, clean hit. A single to left field by Roseboro. Hit number 4 off Gerard. And the 12th hit by the Dodgers.
Next batter, Willie Davis.
3 hits in this inning. The man on first, 1 out, and Willie Davis is up. He's gone 0 for 3, but he got a run batted in with a sacrifice fly his first time up. 10-1, the Dodgers lead. We're in the 9th. Dave Gerard, third Cub pitcher used. Delivers, and Roseboro, or Davis rather, takes a ball inside. Roseboro on first base and 1 out. Dodgers have scored in all but 3 innings. It's 10-1. Gerard is set. Here's the pitch. Willie takes low, ball 2. This is WGN Radio Chicago. Heard in more homes and automobiles each week than any other Chicago station. Gerard ready. 2-0 pitch to Willie Davis. Ball 3. Elston and Schultz now in the bullpen. Ball 3, no strikes. The man on first is John Roseboro. Here's the 3-0 pitch. He walked him on 4 pitches. That's walk number 2 issued by Gerard, and the 5th walk given up by Cub pitchers. And here's Lou Klein coming out. He's going to take Gerard out. We're going to get a new pitcher. Lou Klein's in charge since Tappy was tossed out in the 7th inning. And Don Elston's being brought in. With a score 10-1 in favor of the Dodgers, Elston will be brought in here. Well, let's see. Gerard pitched 1 1/3 innings. Allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 1. I don't know about you, but I'm going to take a mile this break, Lou. Pass those White Owls, will you?
Don Elston now has reached the mound and will take his warm-up throws to Thacker.
Don Elston, Cub reliever, is appearing in his 2nd game. There are runners at first and second. Roseboro at second, Willie Davis at first with only 1 out. 2 runs are in on Snyder's 2nd home run of the season. He blasted one following Moon's drag bunt single. And standing off here ready to hit is Larry Burright, the 2nd baseman. Went in to run for Carey in the 8th inning. Elston taking a few warm-up tosses with Mo Thacker. Now he says he's all set. Dusty Boggess cleans off the plate. And here's Larry Burright, right-handed batter. Roseboro on second. Willie Davis at first base and only 1 out. 10-1, the Dodgers lead. We're in the 9th. White Owl, your host. Don Elston is set. He's the 4th Cub pitcher. Burright takes a strike right across the plate. Dug high. Last year, Burright was at Spokane, Omaha, and Atlanta. He spent most of the year at Atlanta, where he hit .291. Larry was born in Roseville, Illinois. Makes his home now out in California, though. 5'11", 170 pounds. Throw to second base, and the ball dropped out of Hubbs' glove. Not far enough away for anybody to move up, though. They had Roseboro coming back into the bag, and Elston tried the pickoff play, but it did not work. 1 strike on Burright. Elston is set. The pitch now to the Dodgers 2nd baseman. Swinging a pop-up, foul to the right. Banks moving over, might have a play. Thacker near the seats. Thacker there, and Thacker caught it in foul territory. And the runners remain at first and second. 2 gone. Now the pitcher, Sandy Koufax, will hit. Here he comes. He ought to get a hand. He's pitched a honey of a game. He has struck out 15 batters today in 8 innings. Koufax been up 4 times, struck out twice, fouled out, and lined to Brock, who made a great catch. Ten to 1, the Dodgers lead. We're in the 9th. And Koufax batting left-handed against Don Elston, who was a member of the Dodgers at one time. Elston came up through the Cubs chain, then was sent to the Dodgers when they were in Brooklyn. A ball inside at the knees, and then the Cubs got Elston back again. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men on, 2 out, 9th inning, 2 runs in, 10-1 LA. Here's the stretch. And the pitch by Elston. Swing and a foul ball off here to the left. And in the upper deck above third base. 1-1. Ball 1, strike 1. Here is the stretch by Elston. The pitch, Koufax hits one foul back here and into the grandstand. Ball 1, strike 2. One and 2 the count. Now Elston set again. Pitch to Koufax, the runner's going, here's the throw, and he's going to be out of third. That was ball 2 outside, but Johnny Roseboro, on the front end of an attempted double steal, was thrown out from Thacker to Ron Santo, and it retires the side. So in the inning, L.A. picked up 2 runs, 3 hits. They left 1 man on. And now we go to the last half of the 9th inning with the Cubs coming to bat. It's the Dodgers 10, the Cubs 1.
Why don't you light up a white owl for just a dime? It's America's mildest cigar. The heart tobaccos are aged for a longer time. That's why white owl is milder by far. Why don't you light up a white owl for better taste? See what pleasure a white owl can give. So make haste to the taste, there's no time to waste. Mr. Light Up a White Owl and live.
For really mild smoking enjoyment, light up a White Owl Miniature. White Owl Miniatures are handsome little cigars with fully finished ends, milder than a big cigar, perfect for relaxing. Choice carefully aged tobacco ensures the excellent aroma and flavor of every White Owl Miniature. Just 6 cents straight, or the handy 5-pack for 28 cents. Get some today.
Mr. Light Up a White Owl and live.
Tim Harkness is now playing first in place of Wally Moon. Ron Fairley playing right field, replacing Duke Snyder. And now in the last half of the 9th, Billy Williams will lead off. He'll be followed by Will and then Elder White. Koufax has 15 strikeouts in the first 8 innings today, and he's out in front 10-1. He's walked 4 batters, 3 of them in 1 inning. Here's the windup and the pitch to Billy Williams. He takes a strike called. Williams has struck out, doubled, and grounded to first. Sandy Koufax into the windup. Here's the pitch. Curve swung on, high fly ball, pretty well hit. Right fielder back. It's going to be out of here. It's a home run in the right field seat. Billy Williams just led off the last half of the 9th inning with his 2nd home run of the year. A long, high, towering drive that dropped about 2/3 of the way up in the right field bleachers, and it's 10-2 in favor of L.A. Hit number 5 off Koufax. Now Bob Will, who has struck out, walked, and beat out an infield hit. Wind up on the pitch. Fastball, and he swings, and he misses strike 1. That's the 4th home run today. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. 3 of them by the Dodgers, unfortunately. Tom Davis, Andy Carey, and Duke Snyder, and 1 of them by Billy Williams. Strike 3 called, a fastball, and Will is called out on strikes. Number 16 for Koufax. 1 out and nobody on, a run in, and here's Elder White. Up twice and struck out twice. One out in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a high fastball, and he misses for strike 1. The most strikeouts in a game in 9 innings is 18. Koufax and Bob Feller share the record. Here's the pitch. Swing, strike 2. And he has 16 strikeouts now. Koufax gets his sign. He's winding. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curve, and it's inside, a ball. Gilliam at third, Wills at short, Burright at second, Harkness at first, Tom Davis, Willie Davis, and Ron Fairley in the outfield. The 1-2 pitch to Elder White. Fastball, he swings and misses, striking him out for the third time. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 17 in the game for Koufax. That ties the National League day game record for strikeouts, which Dizzy Dean set against the Cubs July 30th, 1933. Here's the pitch to Thacker. Fastball, a swing and a miss. He can break the National League daytime record for strikeouts, and he can tie his own record and Feller's record for strikeouts in a game if he gets Thacker. Strike on a foul ball back into the grandstand seats, and the count is 0-2 on Thacker with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th. The windup, and here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up in foul territory to the right. The first baseman is under the ball, back in fair territory, and he drops it. He dropped the ball in fair territory. That may be a hit. It is a hit for Thacker. A high pop-up that started out in foul territory down the first base line. The catcher, Roseborough, and Tim Harkness, the first baseman, both went after it. The wind blew it back across the foul line into fair territory. Harkness lunged, but he couldn't hang on, and Thacker gets credit for a hit. That's the 6th hit off of the left-hander Koufax. Now Morhart, a left-handed batter, is hitting for the pitcher, Don Elston. Time was called briefly. Pitch came in, but it didn't count. It's 10-2 in favor of the Dodgers. 2 out in the 9th and a man on first, and Morhart is hitting. Up there in a pinch batting role. Here's the delivery to Mo, and it's a ball inside, 1-0. Koufax has struck out 17, which has tied the National League daytime record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game. Dizzy Dean of the Cardinals did that. Swing and a miss against the Cubs in July of 1933. Koufax's record of 18 strikeouts in a game was in a night game against the Giants. Here's ball 2 inside. Ball 2, strike 1. 2-1 on Morhart. 2 out in the 9th and a man on first. The stretch, the pitch is made. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 on Morhart. Koufax within 1 pitch of putting his name in the record book again. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Struck him out, wrong. 18 strikeouts by Sandy Koufax, which equals the all-time record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game. He just fanned Morhart here to retire the side and end the game in the 9th inning. Sandy Koufax struck out 18 batters, which is a new National League record for strikeouts in a day game, breaking the record set by Dizzy Dean of 17 strikeouts in a day game in 1933 against the Cubs. And he has just equaled his all-time high and a record high, and here are the totals coming across now. We're getting the totals from the PA system.
2, 6, 1. 6 left. With 7 left. Winning pitcher Koufax, losing pitcher Cardwell. Time of the game.
Well, here are the totals, fan. Let's first of all take a look at the 9th inning here. The Cubs made 1 run on 2 hits, and they left 1 man on base in the last half of the 9th inning. I'll have the totals in a moment right after this word from White Owl.
Mr. Light Up, a White Owl and live.
You know, time is mildness in cigars, and White Owl takes plenty of it. For example, the heart of a White Owl cigar is mellowed to perfection for 3.5 years. No wonder they taste so good, smoke so mild. And you can enjoy famous White Owls in 5 popular shapes: Invincible, Panatella, Perfecto Special, Squire, and the all-new Tip. Just 10 cents straight, or 5 for 49 cents.
Well, let's take a look at the totals in this game in which Sandy Koufax made history. The Dodgers scored 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 7 men left on. The Cubs made 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 7 men left on. The winning pitcher, Sandy Koufax, his record now is 3 victories and 1 defeat. The loser, Don Cardwell, whose record now is 4 straight losses. He hasn't won a game yet. And the time of today's game was 2 hours and 43 minutes. Koufax struck out the side in the 9th. He struck out 1 man in the 8th. He struck out 2 batters in the 7th. The 6th inning is the only inning in which he did not strike out at least 1 Cub. In the 5th inning, he struck out 2. In the 4th inning, he struck out 2. In the 3rd inning, he struck out the side. In the 2nd inning, he struck out 2. And in the 1st inning, he struck out the side. A total of 18 strikeouts by Sandy Koufax, a new National League record for strikeouts in a day game. And he equaled his all-time record and the Major League record of 18 strikeouts in a game, set first of all in the American League by Bob Feller against Detroit in a game that he pitched in 1938. And ironically enough, Feller lost that game. And then equaled by Koufax in a night game against the Giants in 1959. You can sum this ball game up, Lou, very quickly in 2 words. Sandy Koufax. He was brilliant.
No doubt about it. And we want to offer our congratulations to him, Jack. It's an outstanding ball game. We'd had to have a great pitching performance by anybody on that mound in order to beat him today. He was really great on the mound. He had everything working for him, a good fastball, straight overhand, and a good curveball with a let-up, a change of pace that had the hitters really off balance. He had good control. He gave us 1 shot at him in 1 inning when he lost control in the 5th and walked 3 men in that inning. But he had enough cushion to work on, and it was a great performance.
Today's game has been brought to you by Magicist Rug and Furniture and Carpet Cleaners, dry cleaners of clothing and draperies, and by Magicist Rug, Carpet, and Drapery Sales, always identified by the Kiss Print mark of quality. By Oak Park Federal Savings, the house that security built, 1001 Lake Street, Oak Park, Illinois, and by famous Milder White Owls, America's top-selling 10-cent cigar. That's the story. The Dodgers won it 10-2. Koufax struck out 18. And tomorrow, Johnny Padres will pitch against Glenn Hobby in the 2nd game of the 3-game series. Stay tuned now for the musical scoreboard. This is Jack Quinlan saying so long for Lou Boudreau and myself. And this has been a presentation of WGN Sports from WGN Chicago, radio home of millions throughout mid-America.
Now for your Chevrolet car and truck, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, and GMC truck dealer, here are Edgar Bergen and Mortimer Snerd.
Mortimer, spring is here. It's time for Mother Nature to change from winter to summer dress.
Gosh, I'd better look the other way.
Do you know what the vernal equinox is?
Could you put that question another way?
I don't think so.
Well, could you ask a different question?
You know the seasons, don't you?
Only by reputation.
Haven't you noticed how different spring makes you feel?
Oh, yeah, I sleep with more pep.
How do you know when it's spring?
Well, when Grandpa gives me sulfur and molasses and takes our car in for its spring checkup.
That's right. And if you own a GM car or truck, you should take it to your GM dealers. His guardian maintenance technicians are specially trained to know your GM product best.
How about that?
And what's more, they have specialized tools and factory-approved parts to do the job right.
Well, I'll toast to that. Join me in sulfur and molasses.
Hi, everybody. This is Lou Boudreau with the leadoff man, brought to you by Gum Out, the carburetor cleaner that removes gum and dirt from your fuel system while you drive. The Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers ready to tangle in the first of a 2-game series, and it's all tied up in the National League. The San Francisco Giants defeating the Pittsburgh Pirates today to tie the Dodgers for the National League lead. And the Dodgers, of course, can go out in front by half a game by defeating the Cubs tonight, or they can be a half a game behind the Giants if the Cubs defeat Don Drysdale on the mound, going for his 24th victory. And head coach Charlie Metcrow is going to send Dick Ellsworth to the mound against Drysdale. Now, we'll be talking to the head coach in just one moment. A fine summer day and the open road ahead, and your car purring along with smooth, full power. Well, that's how your car will behave with a clean carburetor. Just a tiny speck of dirt in carburetor passages can impair engine performance, cause stalling, hard starting, and rough idling. The cure is easy and inexpensive. Get Gum Out, G-U-M-O-U-T. Just pour a can of Gum Out into the gas tank. Gum Out cleans your carburetor as you drive, cleans every one of the 13 places where carburetors get dirty. Use Gum Out and drive the dirt away. Gum Out is available at most service stations and auto supply stores. We want to welcome Charlie Metcrow to the leadoff man. But, Charlie, you've heard me all year. You don't want to talk to me, I'm sure. And we have one of the most ardent baseball fans in the country right here, Miss Doris Day, and one of my favorites. And she wants to ask you a couple of questions. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Doris Day to interview head coach Charlie Metro.
This is very funny, Lou. I've never done this before. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Doris.
How are you tonight?
Just fine, of course. You'll know better after the ball game's over.
Well, you really think you're going to win tonight?
Oh, yes, we didn't come here to enjoy the southern hospitality of Southern California.
Charlie, tell me something. I'm curious. If you had a chance to manage the Giants or the Dodgers right now, who would you pick?
I'd take the Dodgers.
You would? Oh, you're just darling.
Now, he didn't tell me that this afternoon, Doris.
Yay, Charlie. And, I want to ask you something else, too, about Sandy Koufax. Do you think that we have a chance to win, really, without Sandy pitching?
Well, seriously, I think you do, Doris. You've got a fine ball club. You've got a lot of speed, good hitting. I think you're kind of overworking some of your pitchers. I believe, well, that's a necessity. If you had a couple of days off here in the schedule, it'll help you a great deal. But you've got to shoot the works. You've got to throw your best at everybody every night.
Yes, I know. But he says he's feeling fine, and I think maybe he'll be pitching soon.
Well, I watched him throw batting practice out there, and he was throwing real well.
Isn't that nice? He's such a nice guy, and I'm so hoping that he'll be fine soon. Oh, and one more thing. Hey, do you think you'll stop Maury tonight?
Oh, sure. He was out there at Seattle in the Coast League a number of years ago, and we threw him out every time.
Oh, you didn't. Charlie Metro, don't you ever say that. He's my favorite.
Of course, I just said that, Doris, because you're such a Dodger fan and a rooter.
She's out here every night, Charlie, and she throws every pitch and hits every ball for the Dodgers.
She tells me she's not superstitious, Lou.
Uh-huh. Listen, Doris, let me ask you a question. With that $1,000,000 voice of yours, and I understand you yell quite loud from your box seat here, doesn't that have any effect on your voice?
Well, I don't smoke.
Oh, I see.
So as long as you don't smoke, my throat never bothers me.
Well, now, do you actually think the Dodgers will go all the way?
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm just sure of it. I feel it. It's in the air.
I'd like to ask you a question, Doris. Now, supposing, just for speculation, the Dodgers lost and the Angels won in the American League, and they played the World Series here with the American League club representing Los Angeles. Who would you root for then?
Well, I'd root for Los Angeles, of course. I'm an Angel fan to a point. I'm really a Dodger fan first. But...
Well, they could dedicate Chavez Ravine to the Angels then, couldn't they?
They'll have to.
Doris, do you have any other questions you'd like to ask Charlie?
No, I think that's about all. I spoke with him before about the Giants and about, and he said they really look great, which is rather depressing.
Well, they do, Doris. They're a different ball club right now than the last time we played them. They seem to have a purpose in mind, and they're going to be tough.
And I think if Marichal is not seriously hurt, which Alvin Dark said that he'd only miss one turn, that's going to help them also. Of course, it's going to be a tremendous lift, isn't it, Charlie? If Koufax can come back and just even to relieve for a couple innings?
That's right, Lou. I personally hate to see a ball club that's battling for a pennant lose one of their outstanding pitchers. I think that the pennant should be decided on ability and everybody healthy, and this is a thing that it's tough for the Dodgers. It's hurt them to lose a guy like that, but they still have quite a bit going for them.
Well, now, let me ask you further in Doris's question. How about Maury Wills? Have you a planned defense to stop him?
Well, yes, we're going to try to keep him off the bases, Lou.
Oh, no, you won't. Oh, no.
He's a tremendous ball player and a real competitor, and I guess he's about the finest base stealer around in a great number of years. He's got that natural instinct, and he's tough, Lou, and he's made himself a good team ball player.
Well, he's hitting .294 now, and he's actually hitting the ball much better than any time in his major league career.
Three hits last night.
How many?
Three hits and a walk last night.
Well, we'll try to keep him off those bases, Doris, and make you Dodger fans rue the day the Cubs came into town.
Oh, Charlie, no. I like you, Charlie. Don't say that.
We have 5 games to play with the Dodgers. Charlie, have you any hopes of taking 2 or 3?
Yes, Lou, we're shooting for 3 games.
You see there? He's not a friend at all. He's just not my friend.
Doris, I want to thank you very much.
I loved it. I just loved it. I love baseball, and it was so nice to meet you, Charlie, and chat with you.
Thank you, Doris. It's been a pleasure. You bet.
You. Bye, Lou.
Bye, Doris. Doris Day, one of the most ardent baseball fans. She's out here every evening pulling for the Dodgers to win the pennant, interviewing our head coach, Charlie Metro. Charlie, good luck to you.
Thank you, Lou.
There's many a fine sunshiny day coming your way this summer, so why not enjoy them in style? Get away from it all hit the open highway, and this year enjoy a wonderful feeling of fresh new car power. How? By driving a car with a clean, free-breathing carburetor. A carburetor that's gum-out clean. Gum-out makes engines behave. It makes them obey your every command because gum-out quickly restores all the zip and go that your carburetor was designed to deliver. A cinch to use, too. Just add a can of gum-out as you drive. And another thing, you'll save on gasoline with a clean carburetor. Gum-out restores full power, quick getaway, and gives you more miles per gallon. Now, how's that for a big summertime driving bonus? Use Gum-Out today, as millions of motorists do, and drive the dirt away. That's Gum-Out, G-U-M-O-U-T. Available at most service stations and auto supply stores. Well, that's tonight's leadoff man. Listen in again tomorrow night at 9:45 p.m. Chicago time, when the leadoff man will be brought to you by the Monroe Auto Equipment Company, world's largest builders of ride control products. Now stay tuned for Jack Quinlan and tonight's game between the Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers right here on WGN Radio Chicago. First in sound, first in service, first in sports.
You know, if someone asked you, what's the most important part of your car, what would you reply? My brakes, my motor, my steering wheel? Well, these are all important, but did you ever stop to think that each of them work for your car through your car's tires? Now, that's a fact. And that's why your General Tire dealer is so proud to offer you the General Dual 90 that'll give you thousands of extra miles of service. It's as failure-proof as a tire can possibly be.